There are 9 games left in the WNBA season for the Indiana Fever. 9 games. 2 of them are this weekend. Friday, Sunday against Minnesota. We are assured Caitlin Clark will not play this weekend. That leaves 7 games for the Indiana Fever. We can be pretty sure that Caitlin Clark will not play against the Seattle Storm on Tuesday, the 26th. That leaves you with a road trip August 29th, 31st, and September 2nd in LA, Golden State, and Phoenix. The way it sounds, Caitlin Clark is likely out for the season. And the lie continues to be perpetrated by the Indiana Fever and its coaching staff. The franchise, the league, they're all in cahoots. Like that word, cahoots. They are all in cahoots in this cover up, in this scam, where they try to make it seem like Caitlin Clark might actually have a chance to come back when the reality is, when they answer a question, it's abundantly clear that Caitlin Clark is highly unlikely to play again this season. No matter how much I may want to see her play again this season, it is highly unlikely that she will play again this season. And here's why. Stephanie White once again was interviewed today after practice, and her answer pretty much gives you an indicator that Caitlin Clark is nowhere near coming back. And if that's the case, that's fine. But quit the charade and just be honest about it. Just say the truth. She's not playing again this season. I know they don't want to do that because they're afraid that people will just not go to their games. And you know what? Sometimes it is what it is. But to sit here and perpetrate this continued fraud and lie is ridiculous. And we're going to talk about it. Welcome back, everyone, to another edition of Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball, where we talk facts over feelings. I'm your host, Rudy Rodriguez Shomot. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Let me know your thoughts. Appreciate y'all continued support. Appreciate everyone jumping on board last night with the live that I had with myself and Ben Daniel. It was a great time. Appreciate everybody once again. It's always a good old time when Ben and I get together. And even when some of y'all try to create a divide between Ben and myself by saying that I'm vomiting on him, I love that comment. Vomiting on Ben? That's my guy, man. We're not going to agree on everything. Do you agree with your wife or your husband on everything? Hell no. In fact, you probably agree less than you agree. But you still love each other. You still care about each other. You're still cool with each other. Whether it's your wife, your husband, your friend, like you're not going to agree with everything. But I don't live in that world of I have to agree with someone and be cool with somebody. It's the way it is. But let's look at this video, this interview today with Stephanie White. I'm not playing the whole thing, but I'm going to show you the part that's important. So check this out.
Update is the situation with Caitlin where she was serious time and time again. Any updates regarding her?
No, I mean until she can get into practice and until you guys see her in practice, we're really status quo, same as we have been.
Return points.
All right. You heard it right there. Until she can get into practice. Caitlin Clark is still not practicing. This was the week that she was supposed to return. If you remember what Holly Rose said during the game a few weeks ago, this is the first week that the Indiana Fever have an actual opportunity to get practices in. That would allow Caitlin Clark to be physically ready, conditioned in order to jump back in the game and not be held on some minutes restrictions. This was the week. You had 4 days: Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Today is Wednesday. This interview was today, Wednesday. They play Friday. She ain't playing this weekend, people. She's not playing Tuesday. When exactly are they going to have these practices? We already know that they don't practice very much. Are they going to practice on Saturday between Minnesota games? Highly unlikely because one of them is on the road. So Friday at home, they travel, they get to Minnesota, they do a little walkthrough. Sunday they play, they travel back home. Monday they do a little walkthrough, they play Seattle. Then they travel again on Tuesday or Wednesday to Los Angeles. There's not exactly a lot of gap time for her to get real practice time in. Because this team already doesn't practice as it is very much. They don't have a lot of people. They're missing players. They're bringing in hardship contracts. Like, you have a team right now that has 2 players under a 7-day hardship contract. In fact, if you look at the roster right now, 3 of their players at some point this season on the roster who are not already injured are players that have been or are on 7-day contracts. Chloe Bibby was on a 7-day contract, wasn't she? If I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, she was on a 10-day deal. She was on some other day, on some other type of deal. Correct? I apologize for that. Ari McDonald was on a 7-day deal. Like, they have a lot of players that they've had on 7-day deals or short-term deals or whatever deals. And see, now we might have a better understanding as to why you would sign another 7-day point guard. Nonetheless, the reasons for why Shey Peddy is now the answer to the prayer was given by Stephanie White today as well, which we'll look at in a second. But when you look at this schedule, you're talking about 9 games over 22nd till the 9th. That is 1, 7, 14, 15, 16. They have 9 games over the final 18 days. And the only time that they have more than a day in between games is Tuesday to Friday, after this week, obviously, is Tuesday to Friday of next week and Tuesday to Friday of the week after. Other than that, it's game, day off, game, day off, game, day off. So you already know that they're probably not going to be practicing real practices all that much. You already know it. They've proven it. It's a known fact that they don't really practice a whole lot. That they're fatigued, that they're tired, that there's all kinds of reasons for why they don't do what they don't do. But cut the charade at this point. If she's done, just say she's done. And you know what? If she comes back, shockingly, then people can be surprised and excited. But what you've created now is this culture of lying. It's what it is. It's a culture of lying because you're lying to your fans. We are in the same position today that we were in 2-3 weeks ago when Stephanie White last commented about this. She hasn't practiced. She hasn't practiced. She hasn't practiced. She hasn't practiced. So until she starts practicing, there's no shot in hell of her coming back. But when you look at the schedule, there are not a lot of opportunity. There's not a lot of opportunity to get real practice in. This was the week because they're going to play tomorrow or Friday, travel Saturday, play Sunday, travel Sunday, play Tuesday. So maybe they practice Monday the 25th. Then they travel on Wednesday or probably Wednesday or Thursday of next week, and they play Friday, Sunday, and Tuesday on the road. They're not getting real practices in on the road with a 9-man roster, a 10-man roster. Those are walkthroughs. Those aren't real practices. They don't bring their little practice kids around, the practice boys around with them. These guys that are sitting right here in the background, they don't bring these guys with them in the yellow and red shirts. Those guys don't travel with the team. So they're practicing with each other. If they only have 10 players, kind of hard to have real practices. God forbid you lose somebody in a practice. God forbid. And it can happen. People have gotten hurt in practice before. Remember, they have been prancing her around like a circus monkey for 6 weeks now, because she has to sign autographs for the other team's fans, rather than worrying about rehabbing. And I know Sophie Cunningham said, "Oh, she works out or rehabs 8 hours a day." Do I believe that Caitlin Clark's in the facility all day? Yeah, Yeah, I do. I do believe she's in the facility when they're at home. What can she really do in a road facility? Do they allow them rehab centers? If I'm a road team, I'm not letting the other team rehab in my place. You're not rehabbing it. You're not using our medical facilities for your players. It's not how this shit works. That's why players typically don't travel when they're injured, because travel can impact recovery. It's the one thing that the Indiana Fever can't seem to figure out. It's just crazy. They haven't figured out that travel impacts recovery. You got the woman traveling all over the place. She's your circus puppet, and you freaking have her all over the place. Rather than having her at home where she's getting real rehab and recovery. Rest, rehab, recovery. She's not rested one damn day in the last month and a half. Been traveling the whole damn time. And yet now we find out that she still isn't practicing. Just tell the truth. She's out for the year. But they're not going to do that. They're going to play this game. They're going to continue with the day-to-day bullshit. How can it be day-to-day if you're still sitting here telling us she hasn't practiced? That's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Now let's look at what she had to say about this new incoming star who's going to save their season, Shey Peddy.
Losing Sophie, how much did that have to do with swapping out Kyra for Shey in that transaction?
Yeah, I mean, it had a lot to do with it, because when you have Sophie on the floor, you have experience, and Kyra can start to learn this league, and she can really develop, and you can use her in spot minutes with Sophie and with AB on the floor, and O on the floor, and Kels, and in those situations. And now not having Sophie, who had been our backup point guard at that point, we needed somebody with experience, and Shey has experience in this league. She's good at getting people where they're supposed to get to, and getting teams organized. We saw her earlier in the year in LA, and so it just it made a difference. We needed another experienced player.
All right, let's talk about that craziness. So Shey Peddy is the answer to your prayers. Shey Peddy, the player who didn't play in the WNBA her first 7 seasons out of college. Shey Peddy, who's played 6 games this season with the LA Sparks, averaged 5 points per game, shot 41%, 41.7%, is a career 40.2% shooter, 31.7 from 3. Didn't play in 2024, played 18 games in 23. Has 122 games of WNBA basketball under her belt. 36 years old. 36 years old, damn near 37. 5'7", damn near 37. And yet she's the answer to the prayer of she can get people there, she can fix people there, she's experienced, blah, blah, blah. What are you talking about? It's ridiculous. So what if she has some basic experience? She's not a good player. She's not a good player. Are you really putting this woman on the floor? Are you really doing that? Like, y'all showed how stupid y'all were when you signed Kyra Lambert to be a 28-year-old rookie. So now it's followed up by signing a 36, almost 37-year-old journeywoman who didn't play in the 24 season, who's played 6 games in 25. And now she's going to be your savior off the bench. This is how Indiana rolls. It's really, really hard to understand this franchise. Really hard to understand this franchise. But this is what you get. You get weird decisions. You're still missing bigs. You don't have a big to back up, a legitimate big to back up Aaliyah Boston. Let's just keep on signing diminutive 5'6", 5'7", 5'8" point guards. Why did they call Deja Kelly? Oh, I'm sorry, because she doesn't have an experience. Deja Kelly damn near made the Las Vegas Aces. Deja Kelly is a very similar player to Ari McDonald. She probably would have fit perfectly into this group. Not to mention, you get a good look at her to get an idea of maybe this is a player that I want to sign next season and keep on my roster next year. Because Sydney Colson won't be back. Obviously, Shey Peddy won't be back. Ari McDonald might not be back. You never know. And Deja Kelly's 22, 23, whatever, 23 years old. Hella athletic and can play. She's very similar to Ari McDonald. But let's go sign a 36, almost 37-year-old who's a journeywoman because she has a little bit more experience. And so if Sophie Cunningham doesn't get hurt, you keep Kyra Lambert on the roster? Really? Does it make sense? I don't think so. But y'all let me know your thoughts in the comments. What do you think? What do you think of this nonsense with Caitlin Clark? This nonsense of, oh, she's still not practicing. Just tell the truth. Just tell the truth, right? Would you agree? If not, if so, if you agree, let me know in the comments. If you don't, let me know in the comments. Love to hear what you got to say. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, ring the bell, leave a comment. Once again, this is Rudy's Rant, Her Game, Her Way Women's Basketball. Talk facts over feelings. Come on now.